Original post, November 6, 2023. Hi Reddit, so I am a pro athlete. I won't say which sport exactly for anonymity, but it's one where you can play singles and doubles. I met my girlfriend 2.5 years ago and we had a wonderful relationship. I also made it very clear from the beginning that I would often have to be away traveling around the country, and occasionally internationally to compete in tournaments, and she accepted this and has never had a problem with it until the coaches paired me with this girl who I'll call Lucy. Who I'll admit I have become good friends with, but that's it, she isn't my type. Lucy is very conventionally attractive, and most guys would find her more attractive than my girlfriend. I think some of her gossipy friends have got into her head telling her she shouldn't trust me going to hotels with this attractive girl without her there. My girlfriend is always welcome to come along to spectate, but usually can't because of work. She then started reading into things that aren't there, like not being happy that me and Lucy hugged each other after winning a tournament together recently. Like what? And apparently looking too close on the team's social media even though those pictures are designed to make the team look tight-knit. She is asking all sorts of unreasonable things like asking me to stay in a separate hotel from Lucy. The coaches book the hotels and the whole team stays in the same one. It would look so strange if I asked not to be with them. My girlfriend was not happy with this explanation. She is now demanding that I ask for a different doubles partner, which I refuse to do, firstly because doing so to me would be like admitting there's something going on when there isn't, and secondly, I am not messing with my chances of success and winning titles because she can't get over her insecurities. During a recent conversation, I admitted to my girlfriend that soon in the run-up to the Olympics I will probably be spending more time training with Lucy than ever before, and she absolutely blew up saying she loves me, but can't deny what's going on right in front of her eyes and she can't do this anymore. I screamed, "There is nothing going on," and she stormed out and said she is going to her parents for a few days. And that's where we're at the moment. My goodness, I love this girl so much, and I just want her to trust me. I have never given her a reason not to. Any advice on how to convince her to trust me? Please don't say ditch Lucy as a doubles partner because I am not doing that. TLDR, I have an attractive mixed doubles partner I play at a pro level with. My girlfriend has listened to gossip and believes I am having an affair. I am not. Any advice? Relevant comments. Comment 1. What Olympic sports have specific mixed doubles events for people who only play mixed doubles? I know tennis has mixed doubles, but the pairings are made from the people who have already qualified as individuals or non-mixed doubles. I don't think you're doing anything wrong, so this isn't a suggestion, just a question. Why do you specifically play mixed doubles instead of singles or non-mixed doubles? OP. I play all three, there's no rule against competing in all of them. Mixed doubles is just the most successful for me at the moment. Comment 2. You have a strong emotional connection with another female. Your relationship isn't just like coworkers, you guys are partners in a sport. Can you really blame her for not liking it? She didn't start a relationship with you and expected you to have such a strong bond with another female. And the more time you guys spend together, the stronger that bond is going to become. I understand it's because of your career, but who would want a partner that has a strong connection with another person of opposite sex, making a career together? They would prefer if their partner didn't have that. OP. You make a good point, but she knew what she was signing up for at the beginning. I made it perfectly clear what dating an athlete in this sport would be like, including that it would mean training and potentially partnering up with women who are very physically fit. She was always okay with this until Lucy. Update 1, December 23, 2023, 7 weeks later. I don't know if anyone really wanted an update, but things got pretty crazy. After my girlfriend stormed off to her parents, we spoke again over the phone, and she still didn't believe me, and I was tired of it, so we agreed to end things. She came and collected her stuff a couple of days later and I thought that would be the end. Then 3 weeks passed, and she suddenly comes to my place at night telling me what a fool she had been and claiming she had come to her senses and knows I wasn't cheating. I was pretty happy to hear that, and it seemed problem solved. Then for like a week and a half, I started to get very suspicious of this sudden change of heart. How she went from being 100% sure I was having an affair to 100% sure I am not, like the flick of a switch. Her behavior was also off, like she was trying too hard to make it up to me. She was never asking me to do any chores like she did before. I was coming home to a girlfriend who had my favorite meal made on the table and dressed up sexy for me, which was out of character. I then confronted her demanding to know why the sudden change. She denied it at first, but then admitted that she hired API in those 3 weeks she was gone to get proof of me and Lucy having an affair to prove she was right, when in fact he did the opposite when he told her after his weeks of watching that we definitely weren't having an affair. This was big of a breach of trust and of my private life, so I told her we are over permanently this time. She actually accepted this quite calmly, seeming pretty resigned to it. We then parted amicably. She packed and left again, but I did speak to her yesterday and she seemed in okay spirits enjoying Christmas with her family, and she told me she is getting therapy in the new year to work on her issues and paranoia. And for me, well, I am all good. I thought I would be really broken up about it, but I actually feel quite happy and free. Just enjoying Christmas and looking forward to trying to get into the Olympics without all the drama. Oh, and to those who thought Lucy might have been into me, she has not made any moves on me since the breakup at all, and there has been no changes in our dynamic. Thanks to all who commented. TLDR. We broke up, she came back claiming to believe me. Turned out she hired API. We permanently broke up over this. We are both doing well. Story 2. Am I the asshole for not telling my boyfriend about my birth name? Original post, July 22, 2024. I, 25 female, and my boyfriend, 27 male, have been together for a few months now. I noticed he started acting distant a few weeks ago, but I tried not to get too worried about it because everyone has off days and he'd been very stressed at work for a while now. Yesterday, when I was over at his apartment, I asked him if he was all right or if I had done something wrong. He was reluctant to tell me, but I continued to reassure him and let him know we needed to communicate to fix problems. He then told me he'd been talking to one of my friends and found out I'm not who I claim to be. I asked him to elaborate because I was genuinely confused about what he meant. He told me my friend had told him of my birth name, which I changed when I was 22 because I really did not like that name. I was adopted as a child from foster care after my biological parents were deemed unfit to raise me. I changed my birth name because it reminded me of my old family. It wasn't anything massive, both my old and new names are still feminine and what I find to be respectable. My boyfriend seemed genuinely upset I didn't tell him about my old name, and called me a liar and cursed me out for deceiving him. I honestly thought it wasn't a big deal because I never go by that name anyways, and I feel like he's blowing it out of proportion. He has not been speaking to me after this incident happened, and a lot of my friends are siding with him. I would like some other opinions on this. Relevant comments. Comment 1. 27 years old and he responds to something minor like this, that has zero effect on him, with swearing and radio silence? Why are so many of these men so absolutely incredibly fragile and totally incapable of regulating their emotions, especially anger? Run, at a faster than average pace. Comment 2. Not the asshole. I was adopted and changed names as well. I don't consider the initial name I was given as mine, but the one I chose. My wife didn't find out about this until several years into our marriage. She was interested in understanding. Haven't talked about it since. Boyfriend appears to need to mature a bit. Comment 3. There is something disgustingly wrong with him, and hopefully, he will be an ex soon. Acting like this after only a few months? Do you really want the sort of life where you're accused of something every week? There is absolutely no rational reason for him to act this way. Plenty of adopted people change their names when it's finalized. It's not deceitful or even makes you a liar. Update 1, July 24, 2024. I posted the first part of this a few days ago, and I have been looking at the comments and taking the opinions in. I have since spoken to my friend who claims she did not tell my boyfriend about my birth name. I found that quite strange, but she promises me that my boyfriend was the one who brought it up in casual conversation and she said it wasn't like he was asking her, more like he wanted her to agree with him. I tried to ask her why they were talking in the first place, and she made up an excuse about having to go. I suspect something else might be going on there, but moving on, that's not the point of this post. My boyfriend came over to my apartment yesterday, since he's decided to speak to me again. He seemed to be over it and I thought everything was good. Until he goes to say something to me and purposely says my birth name and then my current name. For the purpose of this post, let's just say my birth name was Kate and my current name is Sam. I felt very betrayed by that, and I knew he was doing it just to be annoying because he had never once known or called me by that name. I asked him to stop as politely as I could, to which he repeated, "What was that, Kate? I mean Sam." I blew up on him about it, and told him if he couldn't get my name right that he could get out of my house. He told me to learn to take a joke, called me an immature R-word, and then left. I'm writing this right before I call to break up with him because I can't handle him doing this all the time, and at this point, I'm so fed up I'm just done. I feel like it obviously sounds worse in writing than in real life, but either way, I don't think I can stay with him. Relevant comments. Comment 1. WTF. If you legally changed your name, then that's your name. He has issues, and there's something deeper going on, like maybe he wants you to leave him so he can be a victim and you're the bad guy. Comment 2. Not the asshole. That's not a joke, that's harassment. Never stay with someone who neither respects your preferences nor your boundaries. He's not funny, it's not meant to be funny, it's meant to punish you for withholding information he had no need to know. Dating is for vetting, this guy failed. I'm not sure your friend is a friend either. Honestly, I don't think you realize how really bad his behaviors are, you need not downplay your reaction. Comment 3. Not the asshole. However, if you continue to stay with him and allow him to manipulate you and continue to mentally and emotionally abuse you, then you'll be the asshole. When my wife and I first met, she introduced herself to me by a name different from her birth name. Later on, I found out what her birth name actually was. I asked her why she goes by a different name, and she told me the reason, and that she had legally changed her name to what she introduced herself to me by. Her mother even tried to correct me one time when she heard me addressing her daughter, my girlfriend at the time, by the name that she asked me to call her by. I in turn corrected her mother, and told her that her daughter wished to be addressed by the name of her choosing, as she was an adult and it was her choice on how she wished to be addressed by, especially since she went through the effort of having it legally changed. My wife had overheard the conversation and asked why did I stand up for her like that. I simply told her, because I respected her. To this day I continued to address her by the name that she chose. The key factor is respect. He obviously does not respect you. It is not his choice as to what he feels your name should be. That is your choice. If he truly loved, cared for, and respected you, then it wouldn't matter what name you chose to be called by. Even with all that said, by virtue of your friend's betrayal, just dump both of them, and free yourself of this pain and suffering. Find someone who truly has real love and respect for you. Besides, when love truly flourishes between two people, they tend to start calling one another by loving pet names instead of their actual names anyways. Update 2, July 28, 2024. Hello everyone. It has been a few days since my last post. Here are a few updates on what has happened since then. I broke up with my ex-boyfriend. He obviously knew it was coming and did not seem all that sad about it, so I'm speculating that the suspicion of cheating might have been true. Though, about 3 hours after I broke up with him, which I did in person at a small coffee shop nearby my apartment in a way that I tried to be non-aggressive and kind about it, he began calling me non-stop, telling me I'm a lying dog who only wanted his money, and overall just calling me all sorts of rude things and sexist comments. I took screenshots of it just in case the harassment continues, but otherwise have taken no action towards him or responded to him at all. I have since blocked him and the friend he was getting a little too personal with, so I don't feel the need to keep an eye on them or anything because what they do is really no matter to me now. A few of my other friends have been getting mad at me because of how I ended things with him, saying that I should not have been so petty about my name or accused him of cheating. I'm not sure how they could have heard about any of that unless he was spreading rumors about me, but I'm trying not to jump to any conclusions. Otherwise, I gave him anything he had at my apartment, as he has done for my things. Luckily we did not live together, so I did not have to worry about moving apartments or anything. The only thing I'm really wondering now, would be if I would be an asshole if I sent the screenshots to other people, like the friends who are siding with him or some other people in his circle? I don't think I'm going to, but just thinking. Relevant comments. Comment 1. Not the asshole. He was a dick over something that shouldn't have mattered at all to him, but clearly mattered to you. It's that simple. I'd end it with the friends that are mad at you about it too. They're not worth keeping around if they can't respect you enough to understand that your current name is your name, and it's that way by choice, and they should have the decency to know you deserve to be called by it and not your former name. Send them the screenshots if you like, it wouldn't make you a bad person or anything. I just consider if they're worth the effort first. Comment 2. Sending those screenshots is like telling someone who is in love their partner is cheating. It can go either way. They may appreciate it and still stick to the other person, in which case you're still the odd duck. They may appreciate it, leave the other person, and be forever resentful of you for ruining that relationship. They may not appreciate it and flip on you completely. It could make no difference at all. They may come to your side after seeing it all. None of the above seems to be worth it. I would just move on. 5 options means about 20% chance of each, with only option 5 favoring OP. If 4 people in a 20-friend group don't automatically side with you after years of knowing you, all 20 of them don't deserve to be in your life. What was his end goal? Like, there is no way that ends with anything other than breaking up. Also, if the goal was ending the relationship, then there had to be other things to fight about. Anyway, that's all for this video. If you enjoyed, please like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.